recorded. Okay. Yeah, the time changing that we can learn also. So for me, always confused when time change. But if we know before a day, tomorrow's time is going to change it, then everything is set it up. No delusion, no confusion, and you can do what you have to do is to on the time. When you don't know the time is changing, then a lot of conflict there, and then surprise there, regret there. So this all is different between different which you know and which things you don't know, right? Which you knows makes you easier, which you don't know makes you more difficult. So, so now so many things we knows, but still we stuck on the reality of, or otherwise say ultimate reality of all existing things, which is nature of the things. That's a little bit we have a conflict, we don't know. And point of that, therefore, we having a lot of conflict in our daily life, many suffering in our daily life because of we don't know what is the reality of, what is that? Do we have people coming? Yeah, we don't know the reality of that. So that's how much you know, that much makes you easy. How much you don't know, that much makes you conflict. That you can learn from the today's timing changing, right? So last night I don't know, the time is changed, and that's good. That makes me get up earlier. So, and then other things, yeah, it's not takes long time for set up other everything's, but yeah, it's still conflict confused. Okay. Where we left last time, turn
127.
147. Okay, here.
No, 127.
27, I see.
I think we did that one.
Okay, 28, right? Okay. So it's still it's talking about the fault of having self-cherishing, and then benefit of cherishing other. Oh yeah, I forget that. Where is it?
It was in front of the.
Okay. Yeah, the fault of having a self-cherishing and benefit that cherishing other. Okay. So and then also we need to know why we learning this, the chapter 8, this perfect guidance teaching. So we are learning to change ourselves to make better person through by generating compassion, loving kindness, and then using that method or technique, changing self and other in order to generating compassion to other, right? The changing self and other, I just briefly remind you, we shouldn't forget that. So Shantideva teaches us there are many possibilities. Yeah, you can change it. All this because it's all this, you are depend on your thought. So he also gives many example. So your senior time or your young time, these two different. Who is your young is not the senior one, who is not the senior is not the young, right? It's two different. Young and seniors are different, but still we are cherish our senior time. When we become a senior, I have to do this and that. So all this we taking care of it because we think that it's my own part, it's my own life. So, but the reality is too different. The senior is not the young one is not the senior, but still taking care of it, then we might say it's connected. So my junior and my senior is connected. It's continuum. So, and then Shantideva say, if so, then we all connected as a human being. We are connected. So, and another way to think, our body, the physical, if we more analyzes, all connected each other, right? So only different that you are not labeling on that my body, or you are not labeling on that it's my blood. Otherwise, all the physics, which our body is connected each other over the world, right? Because simple reason, when world become a human being, it's not just 7 millions comes same time and together. It slowly grows one by one, and we are the part of that. So at that way, you think all our physics are connected. So as your senior and your junior is connected, therefore you're taking care of your senior time. So then you should taking care of all other beings because we are connected. That's the Shantideva gives one example. And another thing is, even your body is not your body, because this is actually your parents. Comes from your parents, the sperm and things. That's a growth, and you labeling it's my body. So how much you think it's my body, that much you are getting familiar with it, that much you can cherish it. So therefore, it's possible when you meditate, more meditate and reflecting, analyzes, thinking that, oh, other body is my body, or other life is my life, then it's possible that you can have exactly cherished it. When you think the other body is my body, it's clear that we know that other body is not becoming my body. Very clear that we know that, right? Other body is not becoming my body. But still, mentally, you can cherish it because you think it's mine. Same way, right now, this body, you think it's mine, therefore you cherish it. Otherwise, the logically, it's not. So that's all possibility to shows us or teach to us, giving a lot of example for us to understanding that changing self and other is possible, right? So only that you have to change mental. And then even the physic, again, the senior, the body is not the junior, young body is not the senior body. So, but still it's connected as well. It's still labeling it's my continuum body, it's my life. So therefore you very much cherished it. So, and then, yeah, that's kind of giving example, just briefly remind you how it's possible to changing self and others. And then, and Shantideva also continues teaching us the fault of self-centeredness, because this is the biggest obscuration, not let us cherish to other, not let us think to others, it's my life. Others' life is my life, other bodies, my bodies, right? So, the one thing say, yeah, it is difficult, right? It is difficult. Shanda already mentioned a lot of like a fault of having self-centeredness and then benefit to cherish other. That talks still will be continuous talks on that. So 28, 29, 30. But so let me finish that and then I can talk back again. See the 28. If I employ other for my own purpose, I myself shall experience servitude servitude. But if I use myself for the sake of other, I shall experience only lordliness, right? So this is how work different than how we think it. So, and then also let me read the next one. Whatever joy there is in this world, all comes from desiring other to be happy. And whatever suffering there's in this world, in my own, all comes from desiring myself to be happy. Just myself to be happy. But what needs is there to say much more. The childish work for their own benefit. The Buddha work for the benefit of other. Just look at the difference between them, the Buddha and ourselves. Okay. What I like to say is, why we too much emphasize and try work hard to cherish other. Okay, imagine that everywhere, wherever you go, wherever you see it, everywhere has a thorn, sharp one, thorn. Yeah, I have to make sure the pronunciations. Which is sharp one, right? Thorn. So imagine that everywhere, either inside of door, outside of door, where you work, where you sit, where you eat, everywhere is thorn. Then how you surviving your life with this all thorn?
You mean prickly things, right? Thorns?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nil. Better say nil. Easy, right? Okay, imagine that. Then how are you going to deal with it? How are you going to survive your life? Right? So we really have to take care of that thorn and nil. If you need to work, you need a very good path for work, or you need a very good seat for seat, right? So, and you have a very good bed for sleep. You need to take care of this thorn. Otherwise, you cannot sleep well, you cannot sit well, you cannot walk well, because it's always harms. That this is everywhere, right? So, and the sentient beings are kind to us. That so far we thinking it. If you do not understand how sentient beings are kind to us, then you can think the way more negative way. All sentient beings are thorn then. So Neil, it's difficulty, right? So that's the one way you can think it. Why I need to cherish it? In the textbook, always they're giving more example that positive, that sentient beings are kind to you, sentient beings helping you, sentient beings like without sentient being, we cannot have happiness. Without sentient being, we cannot have a nirvana, liberation, and without so on and so on. But still, we take time for understand that. How come? But still, right now we're teaching, you accept it, and after finish the teaching, still that thoughts comes. How come that sentient being is kind to me? How come all the sentient beings? We don't know each other. Or some are very difficult. Some are my enemy. How come it's kind to me? Therefore, I said another way to think it: all sentient beings are difficulty. As a thorn. A thorn, or easy me to say like a nail. Okay, so all sentient beings are nail. It's everywhere then. Everywhere, wherever you go, wherever you see it, wherever you is there, right? So nail is there. Then isn't that you have to take care of it, right? How you take care of it? You have to do gentle, right? If you do with angry, the thorn comes to your hand or leg. So if you like a cleaning this all thorn with the angry, it comes back to you, right? So therefore, when we take the rose, we do really gentle to taking it rose because the thorns harms. So same way when we break the rose tree, how much we do gentle, how much we carefully and mindfulness we doing it, because thorn is harms to us. Same way that you have to take care of all this being with gentle way. You have to take care of this all kneel and thorn, take it away from your place. It's a gentle way, right? Otherwise, as I said, it harms to you. So that's the way I think that why you need to take care of all cherish, or why we need to cherish all beings, other beings. Is this more help than other thinking they are kind to you? Sometimes it's worked, as well as it worked, and it has some reason that is true. So therefore, I don't think that you have to stop to think on that. Also, I think that it is, as well as it's benefiting you, you can think that way. It's a one kind one. It's a some point is true, right? So therefore, we are trying to cherish the other. Therefore, we are, before cherish the other. And of course, you have to prefer all this mental. Let it come automatically. Let it come natural way to cherish other. Right? So if you do cherish other just intellectually, then, yesterday, one guy came to me and then we just talking, and then he went to help to someone to fix the, I think the dishwasher. And when he go there, and then who he helping it? So the lady doing too much bossy. Oh, you shouldn't fix that way. You have to fix that way. I need this. I need that. I need. There's a lot of like demanding to how she needed to fix. And then he got angry. What is different? At the way beginning, when he decided to go help, it's volunteer, no pay, right? It's decided to go help. His motivation is clear, very clear. And after he get there, because of the lot of demanding, lot of demanding, then make him angry, right? What is problem there? Motivation was good. That motivation, how come it's changed to the angry? Then you might say, oh yeah, because of demanding. Of course, it will be there. If you want to help other, you have to give up this. You have to accept that demanding. Otherwise, how you can help others? Right? Or therefore, we say we are not really qualified to 100% help other. Some qualified that we can help other, that much we're helping it. But many, we are not 100% qualified. So therefore, we have problem now, have anger. And what the anger after did. So, and we lose the patience. If we lose the patience, and then you are returning empty hand, why you go there, and how you come back? It's big difference. It's a big difference because we are mentally not prepared. That's how I like to say it. Mentally, we are not prepared for it. If we mentally prepare for it, then going there, how much demand, how much shows like a different difficulty attitude will not affect it because you're mentally prepared. So therefore, real compassion, who achieved true compassion, will never return without finish their goal. We will never return without benefiting to others. Whatever, they will complete it, because mentally they are calm. As well as mentally they are calm, how much different attitude, different action is not affected. Otherwise not affected, then there are no obstacle to complete their benefiting the other. There are no obstacle to complete the dishwashers, right? So therefore, I always say, beginning before you benefiting others or before you help others, not easily jumped with the emotion, with the sadness and worry. More jump with the compassion. That takes time for generate and increase by yourself. You don't have to go in society and community to generating compassion, right? Or another way to say is, we are all this exercising, or if we meet this kind of difficulty people, how we do it. So preparing for that, generating compassion means you can think this is the another way. We are preparing how to deal with the difficulty people. We are preparing how to face to, how to work with the nail and thorn. So if your prepare was very good, but prepared, then no affected. Therefore, Buddhists not really jumped easily to help. More sit down and change yourself. That's the number one. First priority is changing yourself. How much change yourself, that much having more qualified, that much makes you easy to help other. This is the perfect way to help other. But again, it's just as said, like change yourself is first means not saying never help to other, because mentally, as well as you generating compassion to other, or you generate love to other, then the intentions comes again and again, help other. But look it back, how much you have qualified, something you can do it, then never stop. Or you can think going there is part of your also practice. Helping, going in the society, in community, help other is part of your practice. That you can think it. Part of your practice. It's more forcible practice. So, which is good, right? If you nothing as a practice, if you're not prepared before you go, then always, most of the time we fail, because we have to pick up the thorn or nail, right? So that makes us difficult. Okay. Now you understand why we cherish other. So okay.
Can I ask a question, Geshe?
Okay.
How do you I'm understanding what you're saying and preparing yourself and the thorn. I'm having some difficulty currently, and maybe I can maybe get some advice about how to better prepare myself of helping others when there's so much to help, and there's so much suffering. I'm finding that, and I am a helper in my profession. I'm a counselor, and I see a lot of poverty and illness, especially with coronavirus, and just a lot of despair. And I find myself recently just suffering myself with that. And then my suffering, I try to put it to the side so that I can help, but it is affecting my ability to help. And in my heart, I want to help, but I am now, experiencing some of that suffering. And I've been doing this a long time too, I have to say. It's but it's now it's become more challenging for me. So any words of wisdom of how to help me?
Definitely, I understand. I understand.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it is. It is takes time. Even let's see. I understand this kind of idea that cherish other is helping more other preparing these all things. I understand a long time, but still I do stuck many time because as you said that the meeting with the people or circumstances or situation it makes us a lot of the problem and brings us many suffering or sadness and worry. So and then try to overcome by it is not that easy and simple. Even it's a long time. Uh, Therefore, I'm always thinking, which last couple time I mentioned in class. So His Holiness Dalai Lama, he said he meditated on emptiness 60 years. He meditated on bodhicitta 50 years, still not complete. But he said a lot of help. So I can imagine that, that much takes time for simple, like a slide changing. That much takes time for like a little changing. So the little change that how we have to start it, and then and it is also it's not necessary everyone take that long time for little change. It's possible can more change, but this I'm thinking back because it's remain in my mind just idea that I know and not try really meditate on that and not really practice on that a long time. It's not really, it's very late. But even I cannot do it every day, right? Therefore it's not makes me discouragement due to continues because I'm thinking, yeah, I do not spend that much time for build it up that pure love and compassion to others. And then where I build up and not do it continuously every day. And then it's very late I started because even the his own is 50 years, 60 years, still slight change. Then of course will take time. But day by day, or at the moment, either you think emptiness or the more love and compassion. Uh, so at the moment, it kind of like a pouring water on the fire when you think that way. So, but it's not really overcome by it every time or all the completely. It will come again. That tropical angry, anxiety, worry, sadness, all comes again. But at the moment, it's really half. This is very good sign that give us hope. I can change that way. So at the moment, sometime, whatever, I have to give up. I have to give up everything. I have to give up, not just expecting. I have to give up like exciting. I have to give up like my own self-cherishing or own benefit. Everything, at the few moment, the few minute or a few seconds, just make very brave yourself. Try to like say, yeah, I'm giving up everything. If really you are giving up everything from your inside, at that moment, really, I said it like a pouring water in a fire. It makes relax. So, and of course, tomorrow will be angry. Tomorrow will be sad and worry will come. But this is how strongly and bravely you just give up everything what you want, what you expected. No, as well as all beings are happy, that's fine, as well as as well as they are happy, also as well as like they are more enjoy, that's my purpose, that's fine, that kind of if you at the moment, few moment, right? So that's really help. And then that makes us like see what I need to change, how I need to change it. That's in generally, I'm just talking in general. And then, direct to your answer, yeah, I think um, continues you helping is, and then preparing that, what I mentioned it, every day cultivate compassion, every day imagine, cultivate compassion with imaginations. This difficulty people, that difficulty people, if I made it with them, if I get this kind of problem, then what I'm going to think. If I meet these difficulty people, then at the way we are cultivating compassion, we imagine that enemy or difficulty people, whoever very difficult to you, that who is the difficultest one, right?
It's the most difficult.
Who is the most difficult for you. Just imagine that. And then thinking their kindness, thinking how they are suffering, thinking how their suffering comes from their ignorance and angry. They are out of control, and they are human being. They are samsaric being. They are not enlightened men. They don't know many things. And they are doing for whatever they're doing for, same as me, like doing for looking happiness. Imagine that imaginationally, we're thinking this again and again and again and again. That's not how we need to prepare it. So that thinking again and again with the mentally, with the imaginations, then it's really affected in the actual daily life, actual in the world. Then we go there, right? Then we go there. As I prepared, thinking this kindness, when you can think at the time, yeah, this person is kindness, or this person is suffering, or this person is wants to happy, whatever they do, how they don't know how to um like get their peaceful life, they don't know how to get their happiness, but they're doing something, trying the wrong way or difficult way because their ignorance, because of their anger, all this thinking, right? So you can think at the moment, if you think daily, every day in with just by yourself, then when you meet that really difficulty people, then you can think at the moment. When you think at the moment, I think it's is easily forgive it, not affect it. So this is the one really we need to prepare it. Cultivate compassion every day, whether you are in a society or not. So that's, I think, this is my best way to think it, is see how much is help. And then, and when you go help others, as I mentioned, you just think, I'm going other, not only help, of course it's helping, but I'm going other for developing my compassion to others. It's part of my practice. My mental practice, I did it within my home, sit down in cushion by myself. Now physical practice, I just try to go within, then see how much help, talk, and then physical. So take it like a part of your practice to when you help others physically or verbally. So that might like a help in the time. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think that can certainly be helpful. It's just a different way to frame it too, because some of these things, it's like you can prepare. I could prepare, for difficult people and things like that. I think it's just I'm getting fatigued a little bit by these bigger, global problems that I see affecting, and families and children, and it's just a lot more than usual. There's a lot. The thing is, there's more help needed than I can ever provide, and it's so hard to
Mm-hmm.
deal with that personally. And there's a lot more suffering I see than normal. So I think I have to learn to accept that and do what I can do, and just maybe mentally prepare for these bigger problems in the morning, that are way beyond just one person, two people. It's, it's a health care system. It's housing problems, homelessness, things like that I'm dealing with. So yeah, but no, I need to do more daily preparation in the morning before I go out. I think I need to spend some more time on that. I think you're correct with that.
Yeah. So I hope, I believe that is help. And sometime the global things, and then if you look at the more world, and then uh, it's let us see that it's impossible to having world peace. Lot of discouragement there when we look at the big view at the world. But start with your family, or who nears you, who close to you. If you try, okay, in order to I'm helping world, I should start from my family. I should start from who near to me, who close to me. If I cannot really take care of this who near me and close to me, then how I could take care of whole world? So that's the one way to think it. And then and Buddhist talks actually karma, and then many people suffer by their karma. Of course, we should concerning on that, but some points we are out of control because they are karma. And then same as like a wall, if we relate it with the karma, this is another way to think it. If not related to karma, so general, yes, expecting that everyone should take care of the global warming, everyone should take care. That's our wish. This is our wish. This is our hope. Usually I saying it. How long I talk here, and then my motivations, I expected 2 or 3% to have compassion, not 100%, 100 people, or not like a 12,000 people. By my hope, yes, 1,000 people, 100 people, but expecting only 2 or 3 entire my life.
And I think that's where I need to adjust my expectations.
Yeah.
Of how far I can, reach with my compassion and my help and things like that. And so I developed that a little better.
Keep the hope biggest,
The
but
hope.
expectation less. That's that's how it works. That's because keeping hope biggest is like continuous let you encouragement to do this, but taking less expectation is you will not discourage anytime. You continue to do it both, and this is how. Because generating compassion to whole sentient being is, of course, is very difficult. Therefore, my expectation is very low. But every being has a potential. Every being has a sympathy and empathy. Every being has some kind of like a biological compassion. That's my hope. Yes, bring more. And if my expectations turn into 10, we'll be very happy. Include me. I'm also the one of the being who need to be practice compassion, who need to help other. So, but not that I'm teaching here everything is not from my experience. So I'm teaching here like most percentage is intellectual, and then I'm also doing some kind of practice. I adding some kind of my own experience. So that's the sometimes the my answer is really help because try to give it on my experience. So this is how I need to go. Okay. This is really concluded here. Say the childish work for their own benefit. The Buddha work for the benefit of other. Just look at the difference between them. So now, if you before you think that, you have to think who was Buddha, and the Buddha was how like a, who is before Buddha, you know. And then the Buddha Shakyamuni, that's we taking example who teaching us. The Buddha Shakyamuni, the many lifetime ago, very long time ago, it's exactly same as like us, very ordinary human being who has a lot of mental afflictions, who has a lot of like a fighting for their own benefit, right? Ignoring many people's for their own benefit. So, and then very much self-centeredness, very much cherishing oneself. So therefore, fighting to other because of self-centeredness, to looking my own happiness. So then, once Buddha get a very good idea, or he realized what is the best wisdom to find your own happiness, then he changed it. Cherish to others, more better way to look at that, helping me. And then self-centeredness, it looks like and it looks like at the moment is helping me, but at the like the ultimate result always turn as negative. So therefore cherish more. That's how Buddha now start his practice. And then 3 eon time, right? 3 eons lifetime. And finally he enlightened. So which is do not have any suffer, which is do not have any ignorance, completely the mind of wisdom, pure, complete the wisdom of mind, which is omniscient, and then the physical narrow suffering. This is like a overcome by every single problem and suffering, and then completely qualified it. So this is the how we need to think between childish and Buddha. It says different between them and us, right? As we are same. So look at that. When we grow up same, but some are becoming the professor, high engineering. Some are like uneducated. Even they grow up same time, same ages. What is different? Maybe laziness put you back, that uneducations, or effort brings you that all the high rank and high positions are. So that's the same way to think. If we need to overcome by our own suffering, that really it's helped me to think that way to all everyone is thorn, how I need to take care, pick it up, why I need to cherish because it's thorn, it harms to me, and it need to be gentle way to cherish it, take care of it, otherwise it harms to me again. So when I touch it, right? So this is how we need to develop day by day to cherishing mind to others, the mind which you cherish to others, and that says is depend on think how much you it's think that make it that it's part of yours. Their life is part of your life, and thereby they have all this the physical body is a part of your body, and then exactly you will cherish them how much you cherish by yourself and your body. This is the long-term goal. It's take long time, but even our entire life we not reach the final goal, but at least 20%, 30%. It's very powerful and helpful in our daily life to overcome by day suffering, having more peaceful, more harmonious with others, can more cherish to others, more help to others. That's how we look at the peaceful life, right? It's the idea is totally different than our how we educated in the young time. But this is thinkable, and you can think it's really helpful or not, right? Okay. So, and then this two line, if I do not, okay, actually it is almost 11. So today I will take more question answer, okay? So this is, we can start from next, from 132. It's actually continues talking about self-centered, the benefit and fault of cherishing other and self-centeredness. Okay. Yeah, question, Richard, you can start it.
Oh, goodness.
I know you have a lot of questions.
Yeah, but I have difficulty asking questions. But I did notice, I don't know who that woman was who was speaking just a moment ago, Bree, I think. But I heard what you were saying and I related to it myself because, you know, I had a friend who was a social worker at the time of AIDS in the 80s, and all her patients were dying. And her patients were usually single mothers who were heroin addicts and stuff. And she had to place the children. She found herself depressed, very overwhelmed. And she got some counseling, you know. And I think I wish that she had this opportunity that we have right now, because I think she got very, very depressed. And I think part of it, she used to say sometimes that you have to put a shield up or a defense up and go in. And I think she was dehumanizing herself when she went into the experiences with the patients, you know, not the patients, the clients. And she was like, put a shield between herself and the event. And I think that was not what we're talking about today. I also find myself relating to angry people or people who are causing harm. And I find them like the thorns that you just explained. And I wish I myself had heard what you just said today a long time ago. And it's odd. I just wanted to point out one little thing, which is when I'm out in the Canadian wilderness, I can find a rattlesnake and I have no anger with the rattlesnake. I have nothing but patience, and they're rattling their tail and they're threatening me. But I understand that they're threatening me because they see me as a threat. But when a human being threatens me, I don't see that. I'm blind to that. You know, when a human being threatens me, I don't see that they have a reason for that. I don't think they're justified for that. And I'm not quick enough. I think I have to do what you're saying, which is like the Dalai Lama has to do it every day for 60 years, you know, and I don't know if I have the patience to do that. I want it now. I need it now.
You have to. You have to. There are no option, no choice. If we looking the peaceful life, there are no another way to do it.
So it's just a slow thing. And also what Bree was saying when she was saying, you know, like you get really depressed. I get so depressed sometimes. And so I think you've said many times, sometimes it's very narcissistic to get so depressed because, you know, you're not helping others. You're just getting yourself unable to help. And I don't know how to overcome that. I need more help. I need you to answer Bree's question again and again and again in many ways as possible, because I still have so much trouble with these things. So I just please keep helping us. I don't really have a question. I just I want to develop what Bree's asking for too.
Okay, sure. So another way to think, maybe I can say that all these obstacle, mental afflictions, looks like it's cancer, illness, but it's not cancer. It's cancer. Yeah, illness.
Yes, cancer is a type of illness.
Yeah. So what we have a problem right now, self-centeredness, and then anger or whatever. It's not the cancer. It's a cure. We can cure it, right? And also, the Buddhist saying it's not the nature of mind. Actually, the anger is not the nature of mind. Attachment is not the nature of mind. It's not the nature. It comes with a condition. When conditions there arises, when condition not there, it's more not manifested. So therefore, it's not cancer. It's a cured, but it takes time because long time habit. Even this time life habits changing takes a long time. That anger and all this come innately with us. It takes a long time. So regarding Buddhism, say many lifetime, right? So that takes time to change, but it's changeable because this is not the nature of our mind. It's a temporary. So that's what I think also help, give you hope. Okay. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, definitely. So I do have a many time problem, like a problem with the inside, problem with the outside, right? Sometimes we have a problem more inside than outside. So inside means like a family, and then whoever's sounding you, less problem with outside. Sometimes more problem outside than the inside. It's both our problem, but we do have a problem or difficulty with the inside and outside both. And then once that problems comes, really make us think, or like before we think, first moment when problems comes, when sufferings comes, when difficulty arises with you, the first moment your thought is not moving, your emotion is moving. First moment your emotion will be moved, either sad, anger, worry, anxiety, all this will be moved first. Then what doing is we are stuck with that emotion. You are not moving next step because this is the first manifested. When we have a problem, emotions are immediately arises. This is one of the nature way, right? Some civic nature, it arises and we are stuck with it. But if you know this, learning all this Shantideva teaching and all other Lamrim and so other many teachings, you have to think next, you have to move forward. Oh yeah, now sadness comes. Okay, how can I overcome? Then use your reason, use your wisdom, use your compassion to overcome by this emotion. Once you overcome by emotion, then you can overcome by that problem. Sometimes problem can solve, sometimes cannot, but at least you are happy, right? So this is again one more time. Let me repeat it. When problems comes with us, the first moment, one of the emotion manifested, and then we start it. We cannot move forward it because it's strong manifested. Then many people don't have any wisdom to move forward. They don't have any idea to how to think overcome by that. Then they will get more depression and anxiety up to suicide or kill others. As we learning here who do have a wisdom and idea how to overcome by that emotion, then we have to think. We have to use all this reason to think when emotion manifested, either sad, anger, worry, whatever, not let it get back to the depression, anxiety, and not make it more worse. So before get it worse, immediate, you have to move forward to think all reason by overcome this emotion. This is the difference. You can see when you have a problem, when you have a suffering in your daily life, try to see which is first manifesting, your wisdom or your emotion, right? If very great practitioner, the wisdom is always at the present. As wisdom is always present, the emotions like angry, sadness, they do not have a chance to come back because they already blocked it, because wisdom is always present. But our wisdom is sometimes sleep, sometimes present, and then many wisdom we don't know, we don't have it. So, and then when emotions comes, then we have to try to use our wisdom to overcome by it. Do not look for other to help you to pull back from there. Ask to your wisdom, ask to your technique. All this we learn it. The how can overcome by it. It's the best way you can overcome by it, instead of asking to someone to pull you from there. Right? So test it, okay? Examine it. See which first comes. Wisdom comes first or emotions comes first. Emotions comes first, then it goes wrong then. Wisdom comes first, that's great. It's a lot of help.
How would wisdom come first? I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Yeah, that's like I can take example again, the time changing, right? If I know this time changing today, if I know this yesterday, this is wisdom, which is knowing what happening it. Wisdom means which is knowing what is reality, what is happening it. If I know this yesterday, this morning will be not the conflict. Because then because of I don't know, then first moment, the time is changed, it's a conflict. Emotions comes, whoa, what happened? What happened? And then, oh yeah, it's time change. Then wisdom comes little late. When wisdom comes and set it up everything. It's enough example, or you need more example for that?
No, and then you wouldn't get angry because you, yeah, no, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I just want to know if I'm like putting things together properly from what you're saying. So if we had, like you say, first is is either emotion or wisdom. So if we all of a sudden are feeling a negative emotion, whether it's anger or sadness, is that because obviously there's no wisdom present, and so it must be one of the three poisons, the conditions of anger, ignorance, or desire, attachment? Is that true?
Yeah,
Or
actually, every negative emotions arises from these three poison, right? And then even within three poison, it's ignorance. It
Okay.
arises from there, but we are not saying it is anger. It's not necessary, as well as like say pride or jealousy. It's like it comes from anger. It's connected to the anger. Jealousy itself is not anger, right?
right?
So that kind of different between emotion, but it arises from this all self-centeredness and self-grasping ignorance. But there are different aspect and different feeling there. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
wisdom would be then reminding yourself to always see everything outside as the thorns.
Yeah, that is one kind of wisdom. There are many wisdom. Wisdom is knowing which is reality. How is samsaric being? Knowing all the samsaric being is the wisdom. And then knowing the Four Noble Truth, how to work like a origin of truth of suffering, and suffering, how it's connected. So suffering always comes from origin of truth. Knowing this is also wisdom. And then engaging path, knowing that is also wisdom. And then believing or trusting like I can achieve cessation also is wisdom. There are many wisdom.
Okay.
And then as much as how much we knows through by the learning, all turn into the wisdom. That wisdom let us grow up. That also we need to increase wisdom same time. And how much the wisdom is increases, that much overcome by obstacle.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about the ignorant, the three poisons kind of thing? So
Three poison, In three poison, as Janet mentioned, and that ignorance, attachment, and anger, right?
Yeah, you know, the aversion one. So sometimes they refer to aversion as hatred, but then isn't aversion also fear? Why did they choose hatred and not fear when they
Okay,
describe?
this is English word.
Yeah.
It's wrong. You are asking the wrong people between aversion and hatred. So,
So which one is it? Is it like it's attachment and
I
what
saw
would?
both translation, but I cannot say exactly it is because I'm not really familiar with these two translation. But hatred, the what is in three poison, we say control. I can explain Tibetan the definition, give you definition, then you think which translation is better, okay? The control, which is in the root inflections, one of the three poison, whether you call aversion or hatred, I'm trying to explain that the source, the Tibetan say control. Control is whether person, like I say, I take example, the person who caused you anger, whether person is in front of you or not, always anger and continuous deep anger. And then it's like holding it years by years. Whether people are there or not, you are continuous having that holding that the anger, all deep anger. This is the one of the three poison. And we have also like a secondary applications called anger. That it is not the deep. When people see in front of you who cause you anger, immediately you really strong like a fire, you burn, almost you're going to kill them or you are fighting them. But once people's gone, then it's no more having any feeling. That's anger. That's the anger. Anger is like a strong but not long lasting. Hatred or whatever called the poison in the three poison, which is strong, not that strong as like anger, but it's very deep, it's long lasting.
So nothing related to fear.
I don't think so.
Okay.
The three poison, nothing related to fear. Three poison is cause of fear. Of course, if I can make related, it's cause of fear, but three poisons are not fear.
Can I ask something?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely you can ask. As can't you say patience to turn? Okay. So preparing
Sorry, I
means
took this.
wear the armor. Yeah, that's definitely okay. What Richard
Sorry, I
saying?
took this off.
This is to do with Jackie's question. I've heard, like, I think what she's asking is not what's the difference between hatred and anger, but what's the difference between fear and either one. And I think I've heard something before. I want to ask you, Geshe, is fear the cause for hatred? Out of fear, does hatred and anger arise?
I don't know if it goes reverse or not. The fear not cause you have anger. The anger cause you have fear. Yeah, that I have to check with my experience. Intellectually said it, yes, anger is cause and fear is result. And then not the reverse, that fear is cause you have anger.
Okay, because I've heard once that out of fear, you'll then have anger or maybe fight, or out of fear you'll run away, or out of fear you'll freeze, right? And so I've heard someone talk about that not as Buddhist teaching, but as a psychology teaching. The fight, flight, fear, fawn reaction, flight reaction to fear.
I see.
But I think okay. So what is the word you were using in Tibetan for anger?
Hatred?
The second word, not control, but the other word. What's the Tibetan word?
Troa.
Troa.
Troa, yeah. Same as like a kong is like a deep, inside deep, and adding tro. Tro is the same like anger, but the deep anger, that hatred, one of the three poison. But the troa, which is secondary mental application, is not the one of the three poison, but it still is burning.
Geshe?
Uh-huh.
Kind of seems like ignorance would be a cause of fear sometimes, and that sometimes
Definitely, all these three poison,
yeah,
poison
could be a cause
could be
of
cause
fear.
for fear. Yeah.
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 And then just the final is the cause of the three poisons would be self-cherishing. Is that the way you summarize it?
Cause of three poison is the self-cherishing or self-grasping. No, and not the cause of three poison. So within three poison, the main one is ignorance. Ignorance is the main cause. And what is the root of ignorance? Or what is the main ignorance is self-grasping. Self-grasping arises you the self-centeredness. Self-centeredness arises you all these other mental afflictions, emotions. And this is how you go.
Can I ask another question about the thorn example?
Okay.
So should we remember the thorns or should we pretend that we have no thorns?
Say it again.
Like, in your example of
Uh-huh.
having difficult people be like everyone's a thorn,
Uh-huh.
is that better to think things that way, or is it better for us to pretend that there are no thorns?
This is up to your experience. You examine both, you think both, and which is more help you to cherish to other, which is more help you to compassion to other, and then use this technique. But that's technique you don't have to use always, right? So that we have a use beginning time, we have to use in the middle. Sometime some technique we need to only use for beginning, then in the middle we can use another technique to develop it. So this is always we have to go, let's move forward our practice. The one reason you don't have to think always. You can, as we are beginning time, which reason is help you more? And how much you can that reasons how much increase you that compassion and loving kindness to other. And then sometimes you find, okay, now this is enough, that reason is now I need another reason to increase that, then you can use it. This is your experience will be same better than my word. Okay.
Geshe, one question that I always have is, I've heard His Holiness a couple of times say that encourage us to study Buddhist psychology, but then where would you study that? I mean, how would you become? I mean, where would you learn? I mean, I could pick up a book or something, but anyway, I'm just wondering if you
There
know.
are many logic we call mind and yeah, there we talk some Abhidharma. It's like a six principle mind and 52 secondary mind. That's all we need to learn. And there are also many the physical book there which is only talks on that. Recently, the Geshe Siring, who is Sarama Abbot, his book, The Buddhist Psychology. And then also the old book, their mind there, and also the Art Angle book, which is translated on science of inner science of Buddha is also there. That's all need you know, the book that I can recommend it.
Thank you. I have a couple of those.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, when we learn that psychology, the mind things, not only learn the intellectually, so also look at inside. Really, it's different or not? How anger and hatred is different, you know. So more you can remember that the definition of hatred and definition of anger. We give definition, right? Definition of anger, definition of hatred, and then think that is this really different? You have to find it out from your more inside. It's much help. So of course, if we have to go through by the word and then reading and listening, then after reading and listening, examining, reflection, wisdom, that you have to more examine with your, because we do have this all emotion, right? And then when it arises, you can examine it instead of just holding it. So then that examinations will help you to really different, even some mental are slightly different. Looks like a majority are same, but very slightly different. Like say attachment and stinginess, the both are part of attachment, but the stinginess is not attachment, but it's rise from attachment, but it's a little bit different. Do that. There are many secondary mind there, which is looks like a similar, but the when definitions giving a different, but you will not understand when when you're not examining your own emotions. The definition is just word. So better find it out your own emotions, then you can understand more clear about the definition. Once you understand clear about the definition, then you can make differentiate between this, even the simple, very slight different mind. Yeah. That's my opinion, suggestion.
Geshe-la,
Uh-huh.
I have a three-part question.
Yeah, welcome.
I was wondering, when are we supposed to use or employ the idea? I remember Rinpoche, I think, did a teaching. It was like when you turn your problems into the Dharma, or like an opportunity for Dharma. Then the other part of the question was, when are we supposed to use or employ the idea that our emotions and our thoughts are fleeting like clouds, and to help like to have perspective on that? And then the third question is, how can we make the distinction between whether we're employing the concept of clouds toward thoughts and feelings, or possibly avoiding the problem? How do you know which one you're doing? So that's my questions.
Okay, sure. So before I answer, I just make sure with the chapel with the armor employment.
Employments to use.
To use. Oh, okay. Okay. So your first question is how to you use your Dharma.
Yeah, when is it the most opportune time? When is the best time to use this idea of problems as an opportunity to study Dharma more? Or it's like,
I see.
it's like, in other words, the problem isn't a problem, it's like a gift, because it makes you engage in the Dharma more. Like, when do we use that? I mean, because this woman who's discussing like, serious, severe pain that she's surrounded by all the time in her work. And
okay, first let me answer your first question, then I can come back to again your second question to make clear. Okay, so the first question, I can go back to the Lamrim said we are illness person every moment, every time, right? So not that illness which we describe in this world, but we are illness by all this negative emotion and suffering. So as you are sick now, then they are not really looking the opportunity time for the eating medicine, right? So some capsule you need to eat like how we take the supplement, supplication.
Supplement is right.
Yeah, supplement like earlier I said like one package has eight vitamin. That's I have to 8 vitamin. That's I have to eat it, and then again this is morning. and evening again 8. So look at that. So then, so some is different on how much you're serious, right? If you're serious injury and illness, then we have to eat medicine every hour, because continuous eating is affected to us. Like every minute eating is affected. Therefore, sometimes give the hours to eat the next. Otherwise, we have to eat continuous to cure it. But as well as affecting each hour, take break, then we eat medicine, right? So they are
Okay.
not really opportunity looking time. Just we have to do that. So, but their way, same way, the Dharma, as we are thinking the illness is more mental afflictions, then Dharma practice you have to do like as much as you can. There are no limited time. There are no opportunity time. Every single time is opportunity. Even you go to work, this is also opportunity time for Dharma practice. Even you are in single in your home, also opportunity time for Dharma practice. Therefore, I can say every single time is opportunity for us, Dharma practice. Therefore, Lamrim said, human, leisure, and opportunity life, we have it, right?
Okay.
So, and then because Dharma practice is not that you sit down and chanting and pray and recite mantra, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I can again repeat one of the Kadamba master said, between Dharma, differentiate between Dharma and non-Dharma. Which things can apply, which things become a remedy for your mental affliction is Dharma. Which is not remedy for your mental affliction is not Dharma. Even you reciting mantra, you are chanting, but as well as not becoming remedy for your mental affliction, it's not necessarily Dharma. But confuse us that, yeah, it is Dharma because we are chanting, not necessary. So same way the meditation, as well as meditation is long time meditation, is not help you to overcome by mental affliction. You are not do Dharma practice, or you are not do Dharma practice properly. As well as you are like a way beginning when you start meditation, at the same time it's begin to reduce you are one of mental afflictions. You are very good started, continues that we have to develop it. So this is the differentiate between Dharma and non-Dharma, as well as think that then what we need to practice, how we need to practice. And then a simple way, always cultivate compassion, rejoice always, dedicate always. So this is the very simple way to do Dharma practice. And then everywhere you can do it, anytime you can do it. So either you are in a walk, you are in a sleeping, you are in a outside, every time. Even you are in a restroom, best time to do cultivate compassion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And what is your second question is how to apply for antidote for that?
No, it more to do with when do we employ the idea that our thoughts and our emotions are just thoughts and emotions. They make the analogy of like clouds, and that they just kind of pass. When is the time for employing this concept of thoughts and emotions as being like clouds, that they pass, but behind it is blue sky? And then the second part of that question is, how do we know when we are applying that we're not avoiding maybe like the problem, that we're just saying, oh, it's just a thought like a cloud, and so therefore maybe I don't have to think about it. So how do we know, how do we make that distinction? So when do we use it, and how do we know if we're using it properly? I guess that's the question.
I think part of when do we use it, same every time, but I can say when you have a relax, when you are more calm mind, this is the best time to analyze this. This is the best time you are reflecting on it. Because when you have a strong emotion, like an angry or sadness,
Right.
this is not really good time to analyze in any like emptiness and also other practice things, because it's it's really overcomes sadness is overcomes by this, and it's obscured us to think careful. It's like looks like giving us extra suffering, you know. So
Right.
yeah, therefore when you calm, when you're happy, this is the best time. When you think more at the time when you are happy or calm mind, that's really help you to overcome by the moment when you have emotion. So that is I can say, right? And then
Okay.
of course always the morning time is the best, because morning time, if you have a very bad dream, I don't know, otherwise the morning time is very fresh mind, nothing affected, mind is calm, because sleep well, eat enough, have a resting body. How much you have a resting body, that much mind become more fresh, and then the outside ear is fresh, everything's fresh. This is the best time,
Okay.
whether you do meditation, reflecting, study, whatever you do, practice, right? Then when you go out of door, then the start problem, because the thorn. and then how do we know it? It's more you are, as I told Jackie, your experience will be say, if you are sees you are reducing your anger, you are having less attachment, you are having less jealousy to other, more rejoicing to other. These are the good sign that you're doing good practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So thank you very much, and then see you next time. And I like to say this is the only I can give you here to help, and then all you guys working hard here to help the NKL. So, and then more than thank you, I can, this is either Rinpoche or myself or Geshe, whoever here, the Sangha member, that we can share your wisdom, we can help you. It's more verbally, actually. It's more verbally, right? But if you value it, it's a lot of help. So that's the only we can offer. So this is our thanking. And this is not only thanking that part that you help us. This is more than our duty to help to people in daily life overcome by their suffering. This is our main goal. And as you are supporting it, it's wonderful. And you can think also that our teaching are also thank you to you. Okay, thank you very much.
No, we thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe-la. We can never repay you.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you,
You too.
Geshe-la.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Geshe-la.
Thank you,
Uh,
Geshe-la. Order your momos.
Okay. Janet, you read my text, okay?
Oh, what text?
WhatsApp.